products? Uses Photoshop, Illustrator, and okay, good. Thank you for coming. Who here would consider themselves responsible for managing the software from an IT perspective? Managing and or paying? Okay, bit of a blend. That's good, because I brought the right presentation. Okay, because I'm going to serve both you guys today. Final question, who came just for the beer? A few people down the back. All right. So let me kick off. My name's Brent Irwin. I've been with Adobe for 9 years, and I absolutely love Creative Cloud. Okay, and the reason why I love Creative Cloud is because we can help you so much more than we ever could before. Okay, so what we sort of went out to design for you guys was an offering that would absolutely thrill our users and also delight IT. Okay, not many IT managers that I speak with, and I've been with the company for 9 years and spoke to thousands of our customers. Not many customers I speak with are absolutely delighted with how easy IT is to manage from an Adobe perspective. Okay, they manage serial numbers, you've got to keep a whole lot of boxes in cupboards, they go missing, you've got to look at very long volume licensing reports, and they're several hundred lines long, and at the end of the day you have no idea what you're licensed for unless you've gone out and got a PhD in Adobeology. Okay, so we wanted to clear all that up for you. Okay, so throughout the presentation today, I'm going to run you through Creative Cloud from a user perspective. I'll keep it high level, don't worry. And then from an IT perspective as well. And if you want to go deep down into some of the neat stuff in Creative Cloud from a user perspective, we've got two guys in the room there, some of the best guys that we've had in our region that can walk you through that. All right? That's probably a good idea. I might get the lights turned off because they've got a lot of colours. It doesn't look very colourful, does it? There we go. Okay, so let's have a look at the offering from a user perspective, but I often start with the why. Okay? First thing that customers say to me is, why are you changing? Why are you changing from a vendor that did major upgrades every 18 to 24 months to this subscription thing? Okay, and I told customers through a couple of years ago, we just decided to reinvent creative and reinvent what creative means for our customers. And we really had three goals. First thing is that we wanted to provide more affordable access to our tools. Okay, we think there's a whole lot more people out there who would love to have our tools, but we haven't had a price point in market that they could justify. Okay, or for the people in the room, they were scared to come to you and ask for $3,000 for a piece of software, okay, because they knew they'd have to have a pretty solid business case to get that, all right? The other reason why I know everyone would love to have our tools is because every family barbecue I go to, some distant relative I've never heard of says, oh, I hear you work for Adobe, can you get me Creative Suite? Okay, happens all the time. All right, I think everyone would love to have Photoshop, but then they work out it's $1,500, $1,200, they sort of say, wow, maybe not for me. Okay? Second thing we wanted to do was innovate more quickly. We were finding that we were holding on to innovation. Okay, and when we release groundbreaking features, it's not just a normal thing. Okay, it's not like a new feature in Excel that everyone goes whoopie-doo about. Okay, these are features that save your users hours and hours. Okay, will make them more creative. And if you look at Adobe as a company, we were holding on to innovation. So we might have a release of Photoshop every 2 years. Okay, but our engineering team don't finish everything a couple of weeks before they're finished. So we were holding on to innovation. So even though we had a feature that we knew you would absolutely love, we'd hold on to it. Okay, and we didn't want to be that company anymore. We wanted to give you innovation as soon as we developed it. The other challenge that we have was that we have all these new devices coming out all the time. Okay, new tablets, new phones, new smartphones, all this sort of stuff. And we got a really big wake-up call with CS5. Okay, we released CS5, we thought it was the best thing ever, then Mr. Jobs brought out this tablet. And for over a year, our customers had no answer from us on how they could design for this device nice and easy. Okay, and the challenge for our users has got even more. Okay, if you have a look at, they've got the Surface, they've got a new iPhone that's due out soon, there's a new Galaxy every 5 minutes. Okay, now users look to us and say, Adobe, put stuff in your products to help us easily get to all these devices. And if we were still innovating every 18 to 24 months, guess what? You know, there'd be 70 new devices in that time. All right. Third thing, and I think the most exciting, is we wanted to bridge out from just being about desktop applications and really look at services, support, all sorts of stuff that I'm going to walk you through that we thought you would absolutely love and get huge value from. Okay, so let's take a look at the offering from a user perspective. Okay, and the great thing about Creative Cloud is you get access to the tools you need when you need them. Okay, we used to have 4 or 5 different suites and all this sort of stuff. We're moving away from that. We're simplifying our offering. Okay, so you get access to the tools you need when you need them by one offering from Adobe. Okay, it's good to think of Creative Cloud as like a gym membership. Who's in the gym? Anyone? I am, right? But I've got a tummy. But I've got 3 kids, so it's some sort of an excuse, I think. So think of it like a gym membership. I go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times if I'm really keen. okay? But I don't have to use the same thing every day. I might use the treadmill every day, and every so often I might want to put a bit of work onto my guns, okay? So I can go ahead and do that, but I pay a membership fee and I can use it. That's a great analogy for Creative Cloud. You may only use Photoshop, Illustrator and InDesign every day. Okay, maybe you want to do a little bit of video every now and again, a little bit of web every now and again. The tools are there when you need them. Okay, and the great thing about Creative Cloud is even though you get access to all the tools that I'm going to show you, and the services, you're not paying for them. Okay, because if you were, Creative Cloud would be like $30,000, and we're not asking anywhere near that for Creative Cloud. I will touch on this bit. We have a new product called Edge. Has anyone heard of Edge? Adobe Edge? Yeah? A few nods. Anyone heard of HTML5? Okay. HTML5 is really important moving forward. Okay? A couple of years ago, the world was a very happy place. If you're a company and you wanted to put animation and video on your web, you would typically use Flash. And that would guarantee with a high level of certainty that your audience would be able to access the content and see it as you intended. Then Mr. Jobs brought out a pretty big... Hello? Mr. Jobs gave us the world a pretty big problem. They said the Flash player is not for our devices. So you guys have a pretty big problem. How do you engage your audience on these many different devices that they may be on? Okay, and the answer for that moving forward is going to be HTML5. Right, now, there's things in Creative Cloud that I know your users will use every day. Okay, but there's things in Creative Cloud that if you're not using now, I know you'll have to use moving forward. Okay, because your audiences are going to be coming to you on all these different devices. Okay, and you're going to need to create content in HTML5 to get a really compelling experience across all the different devices. All right, really important. Some analysts are predicting that this is the year where people will view websites more from mobiles and phones than they will from computers. Okay, so it's not really good enough moving forward if your website, who's done the pinch? Everyone's done the pinch, right? You go to a website, you've got to do the pinch. All right, so Edge is our development platform for HTML5, and the beauty of it is no coding. Okay, so if you're a designer and you can use Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, you can create HTML5 content nice and easy. All right, now if you want to see that, I have my gurus down the back there that would be more than happy to show you that later on. The other thing we wanted to do is bridge out from desktop apps, as I said. Okay, and wanted to give you a service called Behance. All right, anyone heard of Behance? Okay, a few people. Behance is like the Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter for the creative universe. Okay, it's a massive global community. 50 million projects are viewed every 30 days on Behance. And the so what for business is it can be used for a number of things. It can be used to get you new customers. Okay, so this is Devane. They are a small Spanish production house. There's only 4 of them. They have no global marketing budget, I can assure you of that. But they put their content on Behance and they find that they get jobs from all over the world simply from having their content there, because potential customers are going to Behance and saying, whose designs do I like? The other thing around Behance is it's not just for creative agencies. We have architects, engineering, construction, and also seeing that the City of Melbourne had their website and their content on there the other day. Okay, so any organisation that can benefit from having their brand exposed globally is going to love Behance. The second thing around Behance is around talent acquisition. Okay, and I apologise for my slides. I promise you they look a little bit better, but you can see there's too much white here. But the talent acquisition side. So because we have this massive group of creative pros, we wanted to allow you to recruit from it. Okay, so if you're looking for freelancers or permanent designers, you can go and place ads in there for a really nominal fee and skip those expensive recruitment charges that you would be paying now if you are. Third thing is around inspiration. So getting ideas from other ideas. Our users often have creative block. Okay, get a brief about doing a design and they think, what can I start with? Okay, so what you can do here is get ideas from other ideas. If you have a brief to design for the beach, okay, you can write in the word beach and get all these different ideas. Okay, you can also follow design leaders as well. So if you like a particular designer, for instance, this is Lotta. She's a famous New York designer. She has 40,000 followers right now. And people follow her to get inspired, get ideas and so on. All right, so that's Behance. Moving along, we wanted to give our users the ability to be creative wherever they wanted to be creative. So we've seen a world where we'd love to enable our customers to have their tools, their content and their settings wherever they are. Okay? And I love this quote, okay? Because this is Deckard, an art director from BK Magazine in Thailand. He thinks this is the best thing about Creative Cloud. Okay? The fact that he can take his tools with him, he can have his content wherever he is. Okay? Because if he's storing his content in the cloud, he can see it from anywhere with an internet connection and a browser. I'm going to touch on that in a little bit. Okay? With Creative Cloud, you get an installation at work, and if your IT will let you, you could have an installation at home as well. Okay? So the workflow is, I'm at work, doing some content, I open up the tablet or the iPhone on the tram, continue to do some work. We have some touch apps that would enable that. Okay, and then when you get home, your content is all there. Okay, and you have this persistent presence of your content wherever you are. Moving along, cloud storage. So you do get 100 gig of cloud storage for every Creative Cloud member. Okay, and if I stop there, you'd probably say, so what? Nearly every vendor's throwing cloud storage at us nowadays. Okay, but we've solved one of the biggest problems our users have had for years and years and years, which is how do I share a native Adobe file with someone that hasn't had the application? Okay, how do I share a Photoshop, an Illustrator, an InDesign file with someone that doesn't have it? Okay, and the old answer from Adobe was really easy. Okay, boost our share price, your recipient needs to buy the product. Okay, great for our share price. Okay, but what would happen most often was that people wouldn't do it. Okay, so you had a workflow that would be really great, but it wasn't supported. Okay, because it wouldn't work like that. Okay, so with the cloud storage, if you're posting your content into the storage, you can share it. Okay, so we expose a web preview of the file so that your recipient, even though they don't have the tools, they can go ahead and see it. Okay. And the beauty of it is, whatever device that you're on, all you need is a browser and an internet connection from anywhere in the world, and you can see your content. So I have users right now that turn up to client meetings with all their content in cloud, and they present just from their iPad. Okay, they don't have to take pictures and print things anymore. They just turn up with their iPads. Okay, moving along. It's not just about storing and sharing. We want to help you collaborate on it as well. So you can see you can put comments in there. We have versioning in there as well. Okay, so if you're storing your content in the cloud and making changes, we saved all the versions for the past 2 weeks. And we've also got folder sharing coming as well. So that workflow is if Prasanna and I were in different states and we were working on a project, okay, we could expose a folder and work with each other. Anything I put in the folder he gets, any change I make he gets as well. All right. There's also some advanced stuff you can get here, and this projector is awesome. Oh, what a great image that is. Okay, you can turn on and off the layers. Okay, you can see colours and fonts and all sorts of stuff as well. All right, what does it mean? Faster review cycles, workflows that you've never been able to do before. And Andrew mentioned BYOD. Okay, so bring your own device and have a look and share your content. All right. Moving along, and we start to get to the what I think is some of the more exciting parts about Creative Cloud, around the publishing side of things. So we wanted to help you publish your content as well. Now, who uses InDesign here? Okay, cool, thank you. So what we wanted to do is, we have a whole army of users out there that know how to use InDesign. Okay, it's been a tool that you've been using for years and years and years. Predominantly what InDesign is used for is to design content that goes to print. Brochures, magazines, newsletters, all sorts of stuff. Okay? And what we sort of figured was that users would actually like to get that printed collateral onto the digital devices, but not only that, take advantage of some of the things that you can do in the digital world, like add animations, add swipes, add video, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a couple of examples just quickly, because I think it illustrates the point really well. Hopefully this works. Prasanna, I'm all set up. Be good to me. Okay, this is Wallace Cotton. Okay, and it's not going to demo that great, but it is a really beautiful image. Okay, so this is Wallace Cotton, small New Zealand company. Okay, 2 InDesign users, and they'd always aspired to have an iPad application.